Okay, so the Beast of Revelation, in order to understand the Beast of Revelation, we have to go back to the book of Daniel. And we need to go back to Nebuchadnezzar's dream and Daniel's dream. And in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, you've got, he had the dream, and it had the head of gold, and the silver, and the bronze, and the iron. And so this represented the four empires of the world. So you had gold, it was Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar; silver, Medo-Persia, King Cyrus; bronze, it was Greece, Alexander the Great; and iron was Rome under the Julio-Claudian dynasty. And then you had the clay and iron at the feet, which is about the Jews allied with Rome. So those are the four empires. And then Nebuchadnezzar's dream talks about the rock that was cut loose, and it shatters the feet, and then that makes a great mountain. And those were about Christ. So this statue was about Satan establishing his seat, his body, his kingdom, in preparation for the final battle. So the statue resembled the image of the beast, which is the systems that control the worldly empires. It's the spirit of Antichrist. So yes, this spirit is still working in the world. We can spot people when they're, or a body of people when they're working under the spirit of Antichrist. It means what it means. It's anti-Christ, against the Christ, okay? But even though we can see this anti-Christ spirit working in the world today, it still doesn't change the history in the Bible. Okay, so in chapter 7, Daniel dreamed about the four beasts that came out of the sea in succession, and they represented the same empires as was revealed by the statue in King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. So over here, I kind of tried to draw it out. Let me put on my drawings. So this is from Daniel's dream, Daniel 7, and so he sees this beast come out of the sea. So it's like a lion with eagle's wings, and that was represented gold, the Babylon. And it had like a bear with ribs in its mouth, and that was from the silver, Medo-Persia. And then like a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads, so that was bronze, that was Greece. And then this great, powerful, dreadful one with iron teeth and 10 horns, symbolizing 10 kings. And so this was Rome. So this all creates the beast in Revelations 13. So when you go to read about the Revelations 13, I'm going to read it for you. We'll look at it. So it says, and I stood up on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was likened unto a leopard, right? And his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So you see all this described in Revelation 13. You'll see the 7 heads, the 10 horns, all the features. So it basically, you take Daniel's dream and it makes up this body, which completes the beast of Revelation 13. So the 4 empires operated through the same spirit and were empowered by the dragon. So the dragon and the beast each had 10 horns and 7 heads. They all operated under and through the authority of the rulers. So they are the same kind, it says, and same spirit and of one mind to take out the Christ.
Okay, so now on to the 10 horns. The last empire that Daniel saw in chapter 7 was Rome. It had 10 horns representing 10 kings, of which 3 kings gave way to one that had a mouth speaking great things. So I'm going to read it to you. It's in Daniel 7, 7 through 8. It says, After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, the Roman Empire, terrible, powerful, and dreadful, and exceedingly strong. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and crushed and trampled what was left with its feet. And it was different from all the beasts that came before it. And it had 10 horns, symbolizing the 10 kings. 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, before which 3 of the first horns were plucked up, by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. Here is a list of the 10 kings. The first Roman emperors in the Julio-Claudian dynasty were Julius Caesar, whose reign ended in 27 BC, Augustus Caesar, 27 BC to 14 AD, Tiberius Caesar, 14 AD to 37 AD, and he reigned during the time when Jesus was crucified. Caligula Caesar reigned from 37 AD to 41 AD, and he was a crazy madman. Claudius Caesar, 41 AD to 54 AD. This is when St. Valentine lived during his time. And then Nero Caesar from 54 AD to 68 AD. And he started the biggest persecution ever and blamed the Christians. There was like fires going on, and he blamed the Christians for it. And he couldn't get out of this deal, which led him to kill himself. And then the next Caesars were all Caesars in the same 1 year. Galba Caesar was 68 AD to 69 AD. Otho Caesar, 69 AD. Vitellius Caesar, 69 AD. And then Vespasian Caesar, or Titus Flavius, who started in 69 AD, and his reign ended in 79 AD. The Flavian dynasty was started when Vespasian received a prophecy that he would be Caesar. So he turned from taking over Judea and went back to Rome and conquered it, taking the throne. Now the same 10 horns are described in connection with the beast in Revelation 13 and 17. So let me read it for you. I'm going to read Revelation 17, 12 through 17. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings. And they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the word of God shall be fulfilled." Now let's discuss the 7 heads. Heads are rulers, or people in high authority. The Roman rulers joined the Jewish rulers against the Messiah, forming these 7 heads. The book of Revelation, chapter 17, symbolically refers to them as mountains. Also, in Daniel chapter 9, 70 weeks were determined on Daniel's people and city, which would lead to the revealing of the Messiah. Tiberius was Caesar when God was manifested on the earth. Jesus' baptism marked the beginning of his ministry, as well as the beginning of the last week of the 70 weeks prophesied in Daniel chapter 9, as well as the time of the coming together of the world rulers, the 7 heads. So Luke chapter 3 is an amazing chapter. It is in the year 27 AD, and it's the 15th year of Tiberius Caesar's reign. This chapter reveals the 7 heads described in Revelation, and it fits the timing of the prophecy of Daniel in 924. So let me show you, okay? So the 70 weeks is 70 weeks of years, meaning every 7 years is 1 week. That was determined upon Daniel's people and their city. This period is broken up into 69 weeks and 1 week because there remained 1 week of years, 7 years, after Jesus' baptism until the conclusion of the Daniel prophecy, which is in 33 AD, where Stephen was stoned and the persecution started to escalate. So we have 69 weeks of years, which is 483 years. The 70 weeks of years countdown started when the commandment to rebuild Jerusalem went forth. This commandment went forth in the year 457 BC with our text. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, so making the calculations, we can come to the year 27 AD. If you take year 57 BC and you subtract 483 years, you get to year 26 AD. We have to add 1 year for the turn of the century. That brings us to the year 27 AD, the year Jesus was baptized to fulfill all righteousness. The stage was set and Jesus was inaugurated from heaven. This kickstarts the last week, 7 years, of the 70-week prophecy in Daniel. This all comes together in Luke 3, where we can see the 7 heads that are laid out for us. Okay, so I'm going to read it here and show you. It's Luke 3:1. In the 15th year of Tiberius Caesar's reign, where Pontius Pilate was governor of Judea, and Herod was tetrarch of Galilee, and his brother Philip, tetrarch of the reign of Iturea and Trachonitis, and Lysanias, tetrarch of Abilene, Ananias, and Caiaphas, the high priest. So 7. There was 7 there that I read. So those are the 7 heads that are revealed, and the stage is set for the battle of the ages. The first ones that came to be baptized by John were the carriers of the serpent seed. You can refer that. You can read that in Luke 3:7. So anyways, the rulers of the temple made an alliance with the rulers of the world in order to accomplish the evil plans. All this was prophesied, and they remained blind and fell into their own destruction. David's prophecy in Psalms 2, which was prophesied 1,000 years before, described this battle, the alliance made, as well as the outcome.